me more about your upcoming project.
Well, I have two projects, but the most immediate one, I have 3 months and I need to write an album. I can't say more about it at the moment, but the deadline is at the end of March. So the only way for me to do it, I need to seclude myself. And in order to do that, Paris is a very good place for me.
So you're away from outside influences.
Yeah, but I will be coming to London every couple of weeks.
Are you composing?
Yeah, I will be composing, yes.
I look forward to that. Finally, I'd just like to ask whether you have any particular favourites from the piano world, as either teachers or performers or both, and why these pianists interest you?
Oh, a lot.
I mean, there are many. I think we all have our heroes and heroines.
Of course. But, you know, I like, for example, one of my favourites is Ivo Pagarievich. I really like his playing. Always like good.
Yes.
Obviously, Horowitz goes without saying because I was brought up on his music. I love Shura Cherkassky. Gillis I like very much. Obviously, full respect for Richter.
Of course.
You know. So I'm very, but usually I go for quite quirky pianists, pianists who do more, less kind of traditional interpretations.
Yes.
You know.
I think that's what makes Gould so interesting, actually. That he was just completely left field.
Yes.
And I don't think there's been anybody like him since, nor is there likely to be. He was a total one-off, wasn't he?
Yeah.
What about young pianists coming up now? I mean, I've reviewed people like Yuja Wang and Benjamin Grosvenor this year. Do you have any thoughts about some of our young colleagues who are now making a career internationally?
Yes, absolutely. But it's very interesting for me. I mean, obviously they're all very talented. But what would be interesting is to see the progress. And that progress comes, you see, from artistic maturity.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
And that what is very interesting to see how they mature and what will come in the music.
It'll be interesting to see these people in 10 years' time and where they are.
Exactly.
And how their playing's changed, matured, and their feelings about the music.
Yes, but also I think musicians need to live. You know, it's very important to have a life experience.
Absolutely.
You know, and that will come with the time, with the age. But there's always a danger with classical musicians. They're so obsessed with perfection and being practicing that they sometimes don't really live as much. They don't, you know, experience as much as people.
And then it can become a sort of tunnel vision.
Exactly.
Where you're just focusing on the practice and the repertoire and the concerts, and you don't see the bigger picture, and you know, composers were writing in that way, were they? They were experiencing life which informed their playing, their composition. What about favourite composers?
Favourite composers is always Rachmaninoff, always. Then I would say Bach, Mozart and Beethoven. It's very traditional, but I really, you know, always come back to those people. Then I would say Chopin and then Liszt. That would be kind of probably the order.
What is it about Rachmaninoff? I know that, I mean, as a Russian, then you have that very special connection to him and his music. I've only recently started to explore his music, which is ridiculous, really. I should have started years ago, but I feel that he, and I'm coming at it as an English pianist, that so much of his music sort of expresses the vastness of Russia. He creates a sense of the landscape.
Absolutely. You see, Rachmaninoff, I think he was at least the way I look at it, he was very sad that he couldn't go back because he loved Russia and he hated it at the same time because he couldn't stand the regime. And I think that pain and that kind of nostalgic feelings you can hear.
It's a little like Chopin, isn't it? It's that longing for the homeland. It's there.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's great. I find it fascinating music, but also this idea that it's impossible to play unless you have enormous hands. I think I've discovered that that's actually a myth put about by certain pianists and teachers. It's not impossible, is it?
No, I find actually he is one of the most pianistic.
Absolutely.
No, but it's actually very comfortable to play him if you know how, and obviously you need to move your fingers quite a lot. But he is one of the most pianistic.
It works under the hands, doesn't it?
Yes.
Music. And actually, I found that with Messiaen as well. If you played with Messiaen,
Yes.
that because he was also a pianist, he understands how the hand works and how the pianist's hand works. And despite the fact that some of his music looks horrendous on the score, under the fingers it's comfortable. It's not impossible.
Yes.
And actually, that's also true of Liszt, I think. My explorations in Liszt.
Yes, Liszt I found a little bit for small hands.
Yeah.
Liszt is a little bit more tricky sometimes. You know, Rachmaninoff, he's comfortable.
It's so well written, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, he follows the line through. He has such an amazing understanding of how it all fits together.
Absolutely.